Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and it is Wednesday, and we've got an unexpected brew day. I wasn't intending to brew today, but the opportunity's arisen, so here we go. And this is new to Homebrew Tom's Shy PA. I'm going to do it straight as his recipe goes, and we'll see how that turns out. And as it's still early, well, it's an afternoon job, I've got a coffee. It is a homebrew and it's cinnamon nut coffee. Beautiful. It's about £5 a bag, but well worth it. So here's the grist from left to right. There is caramel, so crystal 10, and there is the pale malt, which is Marisota, and there's the flaked oats. That's that coffee, you see, flaked oats. I know we all have a very busy life, and part of the reason we do hobbies is to de-stress us, but we must always make time to stop and smell the flowers. Okay, so it's 66 degrees and we're mashed in. I'm going to set the timer in a minute for an hour. I'll just check that, but I think it's an hour. Well, I haven't set that properly, have I? Silly bugger. But I will set it for an hour. I'll set it going now. But I'll also set my timer for an hour and see how that goes. Okay, so we are ball offing on the coconut shy PA. New to Homebrew Tom's recipe. The first runnings on the shy PA was 1094. So we're sparging with the water at 77 degrees C. So there's the 16 grams of Columbus going in, first wort, hopping. See some little bits of the hops there, the Columbus hops. This is the first time I've ever used Columbus hops actually. So the 16 grams in there, I'm doing it first wort.
Smell that smell again of the coconut, toasted coconut having its bath at the end of the day. I can't wait for that. It's been too long since I brewed this up. Oh, and a couple of other people are doing it, man. Jay Curry's done one, although he's had to modify it slightly because he couldn't get any mosaic. And Ian Carroll, he's got his coconut ready to do his, so it's starting. Oh. The mash, parts of the boil.
Yes, Tom's still in the background, just as it's coming up to the boil. Yay!
Unless it's a completely new beer style to me, or there's something going in it method-wise or ingredients-wise that's completely different.
So the timer's on now and ready to boil for an hour. Okay, last 15 minutes or so in the boil. Adding some yeast nutrient, That was the end of it. That was about 5, which is I didn't see Tom add any in, but I always like to add some yeast nutrient into it. And the protofloc going in. There we go. So we've got a mixture in here. We've got 25 of Cascade, which is the leaf hops, and then somewhere in there mixed up in there, you can't see them, there's pellets as well, and that's 20 grams of mosaic. Okay, so that's time up now on the boil. Now we'll boil and switch off. Sorry about that, we got all listed up, and we're going to add some of the hops in there now, well hopefully all of them. Into there, we're going to give it a good stir around. And then we're going to add 250 grams of toasted coconut. There's the toasted coconut there. It's 500 grams in there. I bought it raw and I toasted it in the oven. Just a quick taste. Oh, that's gorgeous. And I'm going to weigh out 250 grams now. So here's the 250 grams. Let's pour it in. Ooh. 250 grams of toasted coconut. Let's put it in. Oh, you can smell that. That smells absolutely fantastic. And we will fogging up here. That's better. We'll cool it for a bit. And then we'll see how it goes. Well, fingers crossed that this doesn't clog up with all the coconut in, but we'll give it a go and see how we do. The shy PA is in the can. It did get stuck and I had to handball it all out with the jug. Next time I think I'll have to put the coconut into a bag or something because it's certainly blocked it up. So Pale Storm is in the fermentation fridge. We're going to crash chill that down and then hopefully we'll get Flask Garden underway as soon as possible. Well, we're on the countdown for the coconut chai PA. It's going to go from the cube into the fermenting bucket in about 2 minutes time. See there the bubbles and all that from the star sign in there, and we've got everything we're using has been star sand. You cannot be too careful. So the IPA is into the fermenting vessel, and we're just about to inoculate it with USO5. Here we go. There's a blinking fly in here, it better not go anywhere near this. We'll get that lid on sharpish. Well, that's it put to bed. Fingers crossed everything goes okay. So new to Homebrew Tom's Shy PA, Coconut Shy PA. Can't wait. And as always, a little shot of Blyth Spirit Brewery vodka into the airlock. Nastrovia. So just before we've put it to bed there, did a quick gravity test, and the starting gravity, original gravity, is 1044. So we've had some yeast arrive from Blyth Brewery. You can tell they're all the same type. You can tell I like making pails. So we've got 40 grams of mosaic in there. Still got a little bit of mosaic left. And 250 grams of the toasted coconut. And it's going to go dry hopped into the Shy PA, which has been in the fermenter for about 5 days now. All the yeast on the top, and I'm just going to dip it in and let them go, and then we'll get the coconut ready. Here we go with the 250 grams of the toasted coconuts in, and we'll give it a stir. And here we go to give it a stir, and you can see it's wet. That's not water, that's star sand. I'm just going to stir it gently. I was going to put it in the bag, but I think I just want to let it go and see how it does. So that's it all in, and we'll leave that for 5 days. So those of you who know me, sometimes I think about things and then change my mind. There's the Pale Storm in there. I crash chilled it down, and remember some of it is going into Flask Gordon to go off to Chris Aston. And I was going to carb it in the flask, but I've changed my mind. Because we had a cold snap, it got a little cold, and I think I may have killed off residual yeast in there that I may have been relying on for secondary fermentation in the flask. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keg it, I'm going to force carb it, and then I'm going to pour off the keg into the flask and send it off to Chris. So today all I'm going to do is I'm going to keg it and force carb it. There's the pale storm in the keg. Okay, so as you've seen, it's the pale storm is in the keg, and just measured the finishing gravity. It's not lovely, nice and clear, obviously not carbonated, but a lovely colour. And actually that's the true colour, it's not being changed by the cameras as sometimes happens. It started at 10:54 and finished at 10:10, which gives us an ABV of 5.78. Cheers to the pale storm. Very nice. It's a little bit bitter still, but we'll see how that goes out as it sells. But cheers. Your good health.
Beer belly blues, what color are my new shoes? 'Cause my feet and belt buckle are things I rarely see. My problem is not my glands, it comes poured from aluminum cans. And Pabst Blue Ribbon's been awfully good to me.